Hello and welcome to Always Bored, Never Boring. When this video goes live, it will be the 31st of December, the last day of 2024. As you may have noticed, I took a few days off over the Christmas period, which I absolutely needed after making a frankly ridiculous 31 videos between the 1st and the 24th of December. But as the Christmas lights twinkle and dim, eventually blinking out and casting us into the cold blackness of January, I wanted to make one more video with a festive theme. First of all though, I did want to say thank you to all of you for making 2024 such a good year for Always Bored, Never Boring. Thanks to your support, the channel has continued to grow, even though it has, at times, felt like the algorithm was swallowing my content whole without letting any of you see it first. We stand resolute, and we move on. For those of you who are watching, liking, commenting and sharing, it really does mean so much, and I know there are some of you who are coming back for every video, even if the subject matter isn't always something you are interested in, and that really does help to keep the channel ticking along, so thank you for that as well. Earlier in the year, I did set myself the incredibly lofty goal of hitting 21,000 subscribers by New Year. We haven't quite done that, but we are less than 200 shy of the goal, so hopefully we may have another wonderful milestone to celebrate in January. If you are seeing this video and you aren't a subscriber, please consider hitting that subscriber button and helping us on our way. I have to say, 2024 was a particularly exciting year for the channel. In addition to growing steadily, there was a marked increase in collaborations. These allow me to showcase games I might not otherwise be able to, for one reason or another, so I can cover even more topics for you. It also means I have had opportunities to work with some really wonderful board game companies. We're talking Midland Miniatures, Mantic Games, Into the Unknown, Two Acorns Games, Boss Dog Games, Goblin King Games, Steamforged Games, Modifius, Archon Studio, and of course Avalon Hill. And it looks like 2025 is getting off to a strong start over the next few months, as I already have some awesome collaborations lined up and early access previews for forthcoming titles. Of course, on top of all that, I will still be producing my painting guides, retro reviews, and yes, there will be a bit of HeroQuest thrown in there too. I hear some of you quite like that. I have also invested in some new kit that will hopefully make it a bit easier to put together some playthroughs, which I know have been thin on the ground recently. I can't make any promises on that front, but I assure you I do want to do more and I am working on it. All told, 2025 is looking bright. But before I close the door on 2024, I wanted to briefly talk about a product from a company that I have had the great honour and pleasure to work with for several years now. That product is Moonstone from Goblin King Games. 2024 was a big year for Moonstone, with the introduction of a brand new faction and a new starter set to broaden the options for players who want to get into the game for the first time. It makes my heart grow 3 sizes to see this wonderful skirmish game thriving, and I always enjoy covering it on the channel. If you watched my last Moonstone video, you will know I recently purchased the Psycho Present Psychopomps from the Goblin King's Coffers event, where it was possible to pick up some limited edition miniatures and books. Here they are, all painted up, and you will notice that Flay has been recoloured since I did the video, as I wasn't happy with my first attempt. It just wasn't merry and bright enough. In addition to these cheeky chappies, I also picked up a Goblin airship. But wait, you may be thinking, you already have a Goblin airship, you reviewed it a few months back. And if you are thinking that, good memory, I'm impressed. Yes, I do already have one of these airships, but this kit is also the basis for making old Grimblesnacht. You just require this small limited edition upgrade kit. For the sake of transparency, I did purchase my own Psychopomps and I did purchase the airship, but this upgrade kit was a gift from Tom, the designer of Moonstone, who knew that I have been trying to get one of these upgrade kits for a while now, so a big thanks to him for that. The upgrade kit comprises a headpiece with some reindeer antlers attached to it, a beard, and a bag of gifts. Just enough bits and bobs to give your airship some festive flair. To assemble Grimblesnacht, you put together most of the airship as normal. If you are new to Moonstone, be aware the miniatures are cast in resin. I find they don't require much in the way of cleanup, occasionally a little scrape here and there with a craft knife, but I always give them a scrub with a toothbrush and washing up liquid. When it comes to assembly, I use a strong super glue, as plastic cement won't work on resin. There are two things you shouldn't attach from the airship kit: the pea shooter gun that affixes to the front and the flag that hangs off the side. They will be replaced by components from the upgrade kit. First, the beard. This sits in place of the pea shooter and covers most of the Goblin pilot, turning him into a jolly old fellow whose belly will undoubtedly wobble like a bowl full of jelly. Secondly, the bag of gifts needs to be glued in place of the flag. And of course you can magnetize these components if you prefer, so you can swap them in and out to get double use out of a single airship kit. Finally, there is the headpiece, which simply sits over the top of the frog's distended head, transforming him into a very convincing reindeer indeed. And when you are done, this is what you have. Obviously, I haven't attached him to the flying stem yet, as I will do that after spray undercoating him. It's just a lovely thing, isn't it? I was already a big fan of this miniature, and I might love it even more with the festive trimmings. It looks even more ridiculous. But this miniature really shines like a Christmas star once it has some paint on it, so it's time for a jump cut. And here he is in full colour. I went for a lighter green compared to my first airship. I used Auric Flesh with an Athonian camo shade wash and then progressive glazes of Auric Flesh. But other than that, I mainly used the same colour scheme, just trying to make everything a bit brighter. The antlers are Army Painter Skeleton Bone with an Army Painter Soft Tone wash. The harness is Xandri Dust, while most of the wood is Steel Legion Drab. The pilot was painted with Auric Flesh, given an Agrax Earthshade wash, and then highlighted with Auric Flesh. I then gave him a bright hat using Cador Red from the P3 range, and his beard is Ulthuan Grey with a Nuln Oil wash and then an Ulthuan Grey dry brush. I love the little bag of presents. You can even spot a gift-wrapped battle axe in there. I mainly painted everything with red and moot green to match the colour scheme of my festive psychopomps. After all, these are the presents the sneaky little gits are trying to blend in with. And of course, I had to add a little festive cheer to the base, so I made a little star and some baubles out of green stuff, painted them up and glued them to a tree I had in my bits box. It's simple, but I think it adds some rustic Christmas charm that is in keeping with the overall style. All told, it's a lovely miniature and I am happy with my paint job. So now he can join my other airship, awaiting a call to action. Here they are together, looking absolutely ridiculous. I should mention, unlike the Psycho presents, you don't get a unique character card for old Grimblesnacht. He is only used in one special scenario where he has his own set of unique rules. If you want to use him in your regular games, you are going to have to treat him as a regular Goblin airship. And, now I have two Goblin airships, I see some fun aerial dogfights in my future. Also, I have been thinking up some fun scenarios to get more use out of both of these miniatures, like perhaps a chase through a canyon to capture Grimblesnacht and all of his presents. But I guess that's for next Christmas. This Christmas is over. 2025 is beckoning. Thank you once again for all of your support. Happy New Year, and as always, if you like this video, please consider pressing the like button. If you really like this video, please consider subscribing if you don't already do so, and hopefully, I'll see you all again very soon. Bye bye everyone. Bye bye.